I'm Mick McCarthy.
And I'm Tony Pulis.
And welcome to The Managers.
I did believe when I was a player that we were responsible, and I do believe now when I'm a coach that they are responsible. I swear, and I tell them.
In 2013, Sunderland, you took them over struggling, didn't you?
That was my worst year physically as a coach, by far. Premier League, spectacular.
Yeah.
But drain.
Where does that rank in all the things that you've done?
My celebration was as big as winning a title.
Ton, I guess this week made his name as a goal-scoring midfield player during his playing days. After starting his career in his native Uruguay, he then enjoyed a hugely successful career in Europe. Featuring for Real Zaragoza, is that correct? Chelsea and Tottenham, he moved into coaching in the mid-2000s before moving into the managerial hot seat at Brighton. And has since overseen close to 500 games from the dugout. It's our pleasure to welcome to the managers, Gus Poyet. Gus, welcome, mate. Great to see you.
You definitely would have played in my team the size of you, Gus.
Pleasure to be here.
Gus, just quickly, and I always start with this. Your upbringing back home, mum and dad, how do you get into football? Obviously through schools. And who were your mentors before you became a professional footballer?
Yes, I think the relation with my parents, it was very simple. My mum, like normally, was the boss at home. She put the rules. For example, school, you get back from school, you do the homework, you're free.
Yeah.
You can go streets, you can play football. And that was a rule. Bang. And I wanted to play football. I wanted to go out. Times that we were able to play in the streets. So the idea was get back from school, eat something, homeworks, see you later. Then the side of the sport is coming from my father. My father was a very famous basketball player in Uruguay, but he wanted to play football.
Oh, did he?
Yes. But life took him to the basketball, and he became really big. I mean, I don't know how many World Cups, 2 Olympic Games, and he played at the highest level. He was for sure more famous than me until a change in 1995. And there is a group of families in Uruguay, because we are very small. I think you know that, yes. 3.5 million.
Yeah.
The father and son or mother and son, we became really famous in sports sides. For example, Diego Forlan, father, Pablo Forlan, they won the Copa America both. Yeah. I won the Copa America in football. My father won the Copa America in basketball. So there is many kind of this situation. But yeah, my father was the one taking me. And he was the kind of guy that nowadays apparently is not possible anymore. You need to be politically correct now. It was about all winning. And I promise you, there were so many moments in my childhood, that my father put it clear to me how important it was to win at a very early age. I mean, we had a competition against Argentina, and in January, I would go to Argentina for a week to a house of a kid playing football against, and then he will came to my house in February. And my father, the first time I played against Argentina, he told me, before leaving the house, hey, we don't lose against Argentina. I was 8 or 9,
I love that, by the way.
Like that, boom. Okay, and then typical, no? Analyzing my game like crazy. I got great anecdotes with my father because I play in the smallest stadiums, but it was the biggest one where you play Peñarol and Nacional, and that was your day, okay? And in the smallest stadiums, I could hear my father. Shouting. It was a famous one, which is head the ball down. In Spanish, cabecea para abajo, no? Down. And then I played in the stadium, 50, 60,000 people. And he came across, and the ball was a little bit high. And I tried just to flick it. And he went over the bar. And when we were walking backwards for the goal kick, everybody played long goal kicks at that time. Yeah. I can hear from the stand, cabecea para abajo, head it down. And I kind of say, here as well. So it was always there for me.
What was the standard like at football in Uruguay at that stage?
Very competitive, very difficult to play. For example, me, I was playing between number 9, number 10, but not number 10, the second striker, and always back to the goal and the defenders in Uruguay. The famous that we have is true.
It was violent, wasn't it? It was violent.
But I was very young. I played only 1 year in Uruguay. I was 19, 20. And I remember big guys behind me talking to each other and trying to
wind you up.
Yeah, but bad. Like you were looking back like saying, they're coming.
You were kind of South American teams were known for being
yes,
good football teams, but tough.
We never tried to hurt anyone. We try to make you, we say make you feel, like.
Hurt them gently.
Yes, leave something.
Leave something.
Every 50-50, leave something there.
Yeah.
So you get used to that and you protect yourself. And then you need to show.
Did you benefit from that?
100%.
I'm not sure if you're in a court of law, you could tell them that would stand up.
Yes, I agree.
Tried to hurt. I just wanted to leave a little bit on him, but not hurt him too much.
I know about that because I've been at the FA. I mean,
I think we were both from that school. Actually,
we're
anyway,
quite regular.
Go on. Let's start. So it's your parents, your father certainly being a professional sportsman himself, despite being basketball. We know how competitive that is as well. So. During your playing days, you worked under some big names: Victor Fernandez, Ruud Gullit, Gianluca Vialli, Claudio Ranieri, Glenn Hoddle, David Pleat, just to name a few. Who had the biggest influence? Was there one that stuck out, or did...
No, difficult. No, I always say that I didn't have that perfect manager, but they had all different qualities. For example, in Zaragoza, Victor Fernandez, it was a guy that we wake up and I will be in a hurry to go training.
Yeah.
Training was fantastic.
Yeah.
When you really want to get there, you knew maybe what you're going to do, but, today we got a competition, today we got this, today we got finishing, today. And it was like willing to go. Then from Ruud Gullit, until the last 4 or 5 years, I couldn't do it. I tried hard. Ruud was a guy that 9, because we were at Harlington as well at Chelsea, not at Cobham.
Yeah.
I don't know if too many people know Harlington, but...
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So he would be there at 9 and leaving just after midday, because in the beginning we were not eating, then we started eating there. But in the afternoon you couldn't stay because it was school grounds.
Yeah.
So, and Ruud was coach or manager those 4 hours. 6 o'clock in London. He didn't want to talk about football.
No?
No, that's all. I remember because I was injured and we played a semi-final of the League Cup, and we lost to 1, but it was unlucky in Arsenal. Then we beat them at home, and I went out and I saw the coach, and I went to this and said, "Oh, Ruud, what about the game?" He said, "Oh." It was the opening of a restaurant, Roberto Di Matteo restaurant, and he said, "Oh, stop it there." Glass of champagne. He said, "No football until Monday."
Really?
And I was like, "Okay,"
That's incredible.
But I was really separating football from life. Gianluca took all the pressure himself.
No, did he?
Yes, too much.
Was he a good man?
Very good man. He was top. It was sad to see what happened to him. It was difficult to deal with the whole situation because it was a moment we thought he beat the illness, and then he came back. Very fit guy, but kind of he wanted to be responsible.
He wanted to take the responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, we will lose a game. We were lucky that Chelsea were winning more than losing. And it will come on Monday morning, I dead. And we were saying to him, Lucas, stop it, we play.
Yeah.
We are responsible. Yeah. But he couldn't. It was him.
That's not usual for the players to want to take responsibility on Monday morning, is it?
Look, it's something I didn't change, Mick. I did believe when I was a player that we were responsible, and I do believe now when I'm a coach that they are responsible. I swear. And I tell them.
Yeah.
Because I was the type of guy, Tony, if you shout to me, you will give me instructions. Yeah. Play here, do this is your responsibility, blah, blah, blah. And I will do it. And then I will play the game.
Yeah.
Because the game, I cannot be looking at you telling what to do now. Yeah. So I play the game. The typical one that you will shout at me or any one of you, Gus, blah, blah, and you go, yeah, I'm playing. Yeah. And that's what I want my players to do.
Yeah.
Respecting the basics. Yeah. But I know that on the other hand, we are responsible for the ones that get sacked. But
was that because of the respect you had for him? Did all the
yes.
players have that much respect for him that you worried about him as well?
I started thinking at the moment he got the job, I really started paying attention about the coaching. Until then, I was 100% football player.
Yeah.
He was sitting here, dressing room. It was getting changed every day.
Yeah.
And then one day, it's a space.
Yeah.
And he's in the manager's room. And I'm thinking, I thought that, can this happen to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I started paying attention. Why? Why we do this training session? Why we don't do this? Why I like, what I want. And I started taking notes. At that age, 30, 31, I think it was. Then I realized, maybe I need to pay attention. Until then, go train, go home.
But you can. The years have just come at 31, 32. You're starting to think, what am I going to do? And I'd like to be involved. Did you want to be involved, or had you thought about it in your 20s, or did it come because you were coming to the end of your career?
We started the coaching course with Dan Petrescu, Ed Hoy, and Dennis Wise together. Me, what I enjoyed the most about the coaching course, it was organization skills. I had no idea. I think, you think that you have, but then you go there and you think, okay. Yeah. And then I really, really enjoyed the pro license. For me, the pro license was...
Where'd you do it, in England or in Wales?
In England, top.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that connection with or with coaches or presentations and to learn the manager's role. I love that one. I really enjoy it, and I always recommend it. Saying that, for me in particular, being an assistant, my personality, it helped me a lot.
Yeah, of course. Just going back to your playing days, playing against some of the great players and having a great team, you played in a couple of great teams. Was there anybody you looked on and thought he's going to be a manager, who turned out to be a manager, or someone you looked at and said, I think he's going to be a manager, but never ever made it or never ever did it?
I didn't think that Gianfranco Sola will become a manager.
No.
I didn't, because it's too nice. And I think to be a manager, you need to be a little bit. Come on, it's too nice. Yeah. And I was very surprised he became a manager. Then I would say in Spain there were a couple, but they didn't as well.
Yes.
Chelsea, Clarkey, maybe Steve Clark.
Yeah.
I played the first year with him. He was very intelligent in his role, right back. He knew his job. He done it to perfection. He didn't try anything spectacular. Yes. It was there. Maybe Robbie Di Matteo.
Yeah.
I think Robbie was always organizing on the pitch. For me it was difficult because when I came to Chelsea and they put me left on a 4-4-2, I never played wide. And it was like a nightmare. And slowly, I was coming in, and Robbie was saying, wide. I said, Robbie, wide. So, okay, he had that. And I think that we help as well Wisey to see other side of football. Wisey was very much Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
He'd have been looking long diagonals to you on the left, mate. You'd have been getting long diagonals from there, I'm saying.
But being with him, it was key for me as a player, because I always look at the leader when I go to a new club.
Yes.
Who is the leader here? Who is it? And I saw straight away Wisey.
Yeah.
So I tried to follow him.
What made him a leader?
I think he was always... taking responsibilities with the coaches, with the press, with the fans. It was always telling us the right thing. The big moment for me with Wisey that I realized he's different. In my second year, when I came back after the injury, it was a little bit of a French kind of talking between two French players. And in the middle of the sentence, Dennis. Okay? So they were speaking, Dennis, blah, blah, blah. And he couldn't understand. No chance. French. So then he took it. Monday morning, Harlington meeting. Bam. Everybody up. And he stood up and said, from today, when you get through those gates, English.
Oh, English.
Did he?
If I had anyone speaking Italian, in French, blah, 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 you have a problem with me, you have a problem. Blah, blah, blah. And then when you leave, you can do whatever you like. And that brought us together.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Everybody English.
Yeah.
And it was a rule made by the captain, by the leader, and everybody respect him.
Yeah.
And everybody started speaking English.
Yeah.
Which it was good because some people, you get comfortable.
Yeah.
You get to a place, someone is French, well, French.
Yeah.
And that brought us together. But together, I mean, we had a group. We couldn't win the league, but in games, we were spectacular.
He was a tough little bugger and all, by the way.
I love it.
He used to leave a little bit on them gently as well, as we spoke about earlier. Yes,
he did it better. He did it better than most.
Anyway, you retired from playing in 2004. Yeah. We've discussed, you didn't always want to be a manager. It grew with you, that, didn't it, I suppose? But anyway, after a short time at Swindon as assistant to Dennis Wise, you followed him to Leeds United in October 2006, again working as his assistant. Leeds were in turmoil at the time. How hard was that? Tough. It must have been tough because they got great expectations.
Well, it's not that. It's the Leeds-Chelsea thing as well.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Well, we got
71.
the job.
Are we going back to 1971? Are we?
We got the job on Monday, and we went to Leeds on a Tuesday, and Leeds was playing a cup game against a small team, and we just arrived at Ellen Road, and we had to go from the offices to the dressing room just to say hello to the players, and we walk around the pitch. And they were all singing against us. Get the Chelsea out of Leeds. That was the reception. Okay,
that's a Yorkshire welcome. That though.
Yeah.
Let me just clear something. If I've been a Yorkshire myself, that's just welcoming you in. You know.
but funny enough,
Don't take it. Don't take.
I know.
Leeds supporter.
Don't take it
Listen,
personally.
I had a great time in Leeds.
Yeah.
I had a great time. If one day I work in Leeds, I will live in Harrogate. 100%,
Oh, yeah.
non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I was going there just to have a walk. It was spectacular. But funny enough, I got a great, and I mean it, great relation with Leeds fans. Somehow, being Chelsea, somehow I connected with them. Maybe Dennis didn't as much as me, okay? But I did.
The good guy and the bad guy.
Yeah, probably.
We need Wisey on to come and defend his corner here. I think we need
Also,
him on
I
it.
think because when we went down to League One with the administration, and they also took 15 points in League One, so we started man of 15. He brought something, Leeds. He brought something unique.
Yeah.
I mean, we were going first game away at Tranmere. We took like 8,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were locals, and then we went to Forest in League One.
Yeah.
Forest, Nottingham Forest, Leeds, full.
Yeah.
No tickets.
Yeah.
Only in England. I
Yeah.
promise. Only in England. You cannot find that anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
The third division with a full stadium.
Yeah.
And we scored in the last minute to win it. Oh, it was tremendous. No, great. I learned a lot. What I liked from coaching of Dennis, what I didn't like, what I will do, what no. And that's the most important.
So what was his personality like with players? So he's gone
Strong.
from a player now to a manager.
Very strong, very direct, very honest. Yes, very direct. And I think the players that when he liked the player will respond to Dennis because you can have the feeling. Now, if he didn't like you, all the very best. yeah. But it was, it's funny.
That's any manager though. But there's different ways.
Not anyone, most.
Most of it.
Yeah.
It's how you deal with it. Like if Dennis, if you're honest and go, listen, I don't fancy you, you're not going to play. It's better for the player, that actually.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Rather than just sort of sideline him and not say anything to him and gradually drifts out of the place. You might as well tell him and let him get a move.
I agree.
I preferred that.
I prefer that as well. But I think
Mick.
many players, they say, like Tony was trying to say, they say, I like our next manager, but then when you tell them the truth, they don't like it.
I know.
But but it was good. It was good because you are in, you are not making decisions.
Yeah.
He's making decisions. You see the reactions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happened contrary to the next one with Juan de Ramos at Spurs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely opposite coach.
Honestly. Yeah.
But you don't imagine how opposite to Dennis.
Yeah.
So I was in the two proper side there with someone intense.
Demanding.
Yes, demanding. He needed certain things done 100% all the time. It doesn't matter where. And then someone very calm, very relaxed. Like nothing happened. Going to training on Spanish style, 9 to 1.
Yeah.
Not like 8 to 6 p.m. in England.
Yeah.
And I saw the reactions as well, completely different. Yeah, I even made a couple of mistakes that it's good time to say it. It was a player, and I will say who he is. I hope he doesn't get upset with me, Robbie Keane. Robin was playing very well for us. Very, very well. And he was changing.
I'll pass his regards on.
He had a point because he talked to me and he said, "Guys, we're doing great. I'm doing okay, no?" I said, "You're doing fantastic." He said, "The last 8 games, I got changed. Boom.
All the time. Yeah.
I think, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I didn't realize that because you making the change. I was not making the changes, by the way, but I said, why you don't talk to Juan de? What a big mistake.
Go on, tell us what happened then.
Well, I went there, I was translating, And Juan didn't want to go too deep. Decisions that I made every game, individuals and decisions. And Robbie kept going, and Robbie kept trying, and Robbie, yeah, okay, that, even started analyzing himself. This game, fair enough, coach. Yeah. This one, but this one, I scored 2, and you changed me anyway. And Juan then, decisions, and I'm in the middle. Get out. And I say sorry after, because I made a mistake. I kind of
pushed him in there.
Trying to help, didn't help at all.
That's not an easy one, is it?
No.
Because, Robbie he'd have an opinion, that's for sure.
The Managers with Mick and Tony is powered by BOYLE Sports, the home of the early payout. And why is BOYLE Sports the home of the early payout? I hear you ask. Well, with BOYLE Sports, if your team goes 2 goals up, you win. Job done, you're getting paid out. Singles, ACCAs, bet builders, it's all covered. And this also means that we need to reconsider some crucial games across your careers, Mick and Tony. In fact, I'm going to take you back to the Britannia Stadium, Halloween 2009, the first time Mick McCarthy meets Tony Pulis in the Premier League. Stoke go 2-0 up. But Mick, your Wolves team come back, draw 2-2. And I'm sorry, Mick, I'm taking the point off you. Because of BOYLE Sports' new laws, I'm afraid Stoke won that game. Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you.
There you go. So get paid out as a winner if your team goes 2 goals ahead, even if they go on to win, lose or draw. 90 minutes only, applies to singles and multiples. 18 plus, T's and C's apply. Back yourself with BOYLE Sports, the home of the early payout. Head to boylesports.com or download the app to find out more.
You leave Spurs in October 2008 and you're out of the game for a year. League One Brighton then come calling you, appoint you as the manager.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel ready for that? Was that... Well, you took it anyway, so you must have done.
No, yes. I made a decision after leaving Spurs, after a few days. I said, okay, that's it. I'm not assistant anymore. I'm going to try to be number 1. Now, I think I'm realistic, okay? So I thought, okay, in the summer, I'm not going to get a Premier League club. Yeah. I knew it. But I thought, I'm going to get the Championship club. I'm not saying the top 6.
But you get a job.
I played 7 years in England, big teams, 2 assistant coach roles, League 2, League 1, Championship.
Yeah, your transition looked like you'd be going... Yeah.
And then summer went through, nothing. We know. Yeah. So then I thought...
Did you have an agent?
Yes. But then, after the summer, I said, I need to go down.
And you made that decision?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Brighton called me. I met the chairman in London. And I said, I need to take it. And he said, 20, in position 20th, from 24. Relegation button in League One, my first job. Wow. So it wasn't easy, but we started. And I was convinced, everything, fun enough, I was convinced I would play 4-4-2. It was the system I liked it, the system I played, and I had it very clear in my mind. And I started like that until I go 3-0 versus Leeds, 4-0 versus Norwich, and then when we went up to Leeds, I changed. I put a central midfielder behind, and 4-1-4-1 or 4-3-3. And we started playing, and
yeah,
and
it clicks.
Yes, and then I changed a little bit, and I prepared the second year with that system, which the support of Tony Bloom was spectacular.
That's good management, because if you keep doing the same thing and it's wrong, that's the definition of madness. So you do start with your own ideas of how you want to do it, but then you look at him, you really haven't got the players for 4-4-2. You haven't got a holding midfield player. They're all running all over the place.
Exactly.
How good was Tony Bloom with you?
I think we, together,
we
were spectacular. We were unique.
Yeah.
The force that we created with his understanding and his recruitment system, which is unique, plus my energy, let's say, that was bringing the club, and he gave me the freedom to do things. I mean, simple things. Probably you do it because...
You had a good team then, Gus, didn't you?
I had... Look, the training ground was just... we were in University of Sussex, just my office was a small apartment there in top of... It was okay. But we made the steps from nearly They were professional. But
Well,
nearly,
they went to the new stadium then, were they?
yes.
They moved
After
then.
winning the league,
Sorry.
we moved.
Oh, you
So we
moved,
went
yeah.
from 8,000 people
Yeah.
to 21,000 in one summer.
Yeah.
So we went up.
Yes, yeah.
But it was giving me the chance to help the players. I never had the chance to help the players as much as I had at Brighton.
Yeah, that's good.
2 months into the job, I convinced the chairman to wash the kit because we were not washing the kit.
We played against you, didn't we, in the cup? Stoke.
Yes, true.
You came to Stoke.
Yeah, we
Of course,
practiced.
I thought
You know
we
what?
could
You know what
see-
we done, Mick? Whole week practicing how to defend the throw. First 5 minutes, 1-0 down. Goalkeeper come like that and flick it. I think, okay, what can you do? People think, oh, he didn't train. All week we train.
The problem is that when you're defending against your own teammates in training, you haven't got some
Exactly.
big lumpy centre half going bosh.
Listen,
like
we
that,
had
you
to
know.
throw it like that because that one was rigid. But no, so Tony, I make an example of Tony Bloom. One day coming back from a night, Tuesday game night, Yeovil. We're coming in this bus and the driver is cleaning the front window. And I'm thinking, hey, Chairman, we need a bus. This is like like a school bus. I said, so I talked to Derek, top man, secretary of the club, and I said, guys, talk to the company. Here's the number. And I thought, okay.
So you did it.
So I called the company. I talked to the company. At that moment in time, they just finishing. They made a specific bus for Fulham.
Yeah.
He said, are you there next week in Within? Yes, we're coming down with the bus to show you. And they brought the bus, and I jumped on the bus. I thought, okay, now we're talking about it. Yeah. He said, we can make it for you. I think they made it in Spain, the way you like. So I said, well, let me call the chairman because this is me. But it was not about the price because they were not making us pay.
Yeah,
It was just a service.
Yeah.
And then we made the bus. Remember, Brighton, Blackpool.
Yeah.
This man allowed me to train twice
because
if we couldn't get through Heathrow at 11, so we needed to leave at 8 o'clock, pass by, stop there, train there, thank you, and then keep going to Blackpool. So we needed a bus, and we made it. The 4 tables at the front for the staff, kitchen in the middle with a chef, the 4 tables, and the PlayStation.
Isn't it interesting, though, how
Specifically.
Brilliant.
those things, along with you, your management, your coaching, the players are going,
how it changes.
this is great, the gaffer's got us a coach. This is great, the gaffer's cleaning our kit. They're enjoying your coaching, but also enjoying your management in terms of getting them.
Well, you're stepping up.
You're stepping
all
up,
the time.
and they're now starting to feel a bit prouder about the club, about what they do. And that certainly helps, along with all your coaching, all the work that they do. It's how they get treated.
But and it's so simple. And what I like the most about Tony Bloom, it was that he understood this. That you say, me. I explained it like that. I said, Chairman, because the first time when I said about the kid, he said, is that important?
Yeah.
I said, Chairman, when you don't watch the kid, it's like you become professional that day.
Yeah.
It's not about getting the money paid £300. No. It's about, I'm not, I remember because even the wife of the players, they were sending me chocolates and flowers. Thank you very much. But the bus, we started eating at the stadium when we moved to the Amex. Little things that they were adding, that the players, they're becoming really feeling important.
More professional.
Yes, 100%. That's why that relation was so special. And then it was a change. The club became too big.
Yeah.
New people arrive, and they try to say, you don't deal anymore with the bus company.
Yeah.
You don't deal anymore with this. You don't deal. I said, okay, when I've done it, it worked.
Yeah, but the thing is, Gus, you're talking about how many years ago?
2009.
2008.
That's what I mean. You look at it now and you have a look at the power that has been taken away from the coaches today.
Yes.
Even compared to what you're saying. It is just extraordinary. Extraordinary.
I don't think they understand the meaning, like you say, me, and the meaning why we do it. We don't do it to spend money.
No.
Yeah.
We were trying to save.
Yeah.
All the time, because the more I can save. I remember I had an Excel in my computer with the budget.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to get a player in January, and I needed to get 2 out, and I needed to check which one I can take out to give me the money
To get the
sign.
other one in.
That was the job. And you need to convince the player to go on loan, to get that £1,000, to be able to add it to the guy who is coming. But you will do it somehow, managing. And now, 60, 70 million. I mean, I always say about Man City, they got a goalkeeper with Guardiola. I think they paid 40 million from Spain. And the next year I say, nah, I'm going to get the Brazilian for 70. I can coach that. Well, come on, give it to me.
I've watched him. I've spoken to loads of people older than me. And then, that's the perception they've got. The better players you've got, the better coach will be in charge. Because the players will do it for you. If they're that good,
I think we depend 100% on them.
That's not us.
I'm going to say that's
no, but they don't. They try to sort out things with the coach. Like you come in and you are a genius. Okay, it can be a reaction when you change the coach. That's why you do it normally.
Yeah. You were being a manager there, though. You were managing the team. You were managing
the club.
You're managing the club. You're making sure the players have got the kit washed, making sure they've got somewhere to eat, making sure the coach is correct. And it's amazing how that does inspire. Unfortunately now, they've got probably everything and maybe too much. I don't know whether that's the case now. Because you've still got to have that little bit of hunger and a bit of fight to get better.
Yeah, I think I lost it. I didn't have it after Sunderland. Sunderland, it was 50-50. But I tried to share a lot of responsibility with the players.
We should just mention that you win the League One title in 2010, 2011. That must have been really important to you. That's, Was that your first one as a coach, manager?
Yes. Yeah. And I was like, you get convinced. I think I got convinced then a little bit, because you still like in trial.
Yeah.
You're a trialist. Let's see where you can go because something happened. Coaches that coach 1 year, 1.5 years, and boom, they disappear. So try it. Winning the league with Southampton behind us.
Yeah.
Lambert, Lallana, Fontes. Then we needed a step, championship. Okay, we have a style, but we needed a step because we were League One. And then when the chairman helped me massively. Yeah. Massively. Recruitment. I mean, I remember saying, Chairman, I don't know the name. I give you the characteristics. I need a quick, fast, flying right wing. He went away, came back, he gave me the 3 names, and it was one from Watford, Will Buckley.
Yeah.
You don't imagine how quick he was. Listen, it was scary quick. We knew that every 2 or 3 months,
he'd have an injury. Yeah.
Hamstring. We knew it. But if you deal with that well, 3 weeks, you were having like championship, 35 games or give it to me. And then he started playing and he gave us an outlet. Like it was tremendous. You will give him the ball and he will fly. And then he started scoring. It takes you to another level. One player. But why? Because you are for speed and you get speed.
Well, you said you're competitive in the Championship. You nearly earned promotion to the Premier League but fall short in 2012, 2013 playoff semi-finals to Crystal Palace. How painful was that?
Well, that was a turning point at Brighton. Not only because it's Palace, but because we drew the first game away 0-0.
Was that the controversy in the dressing rooms? And all
yes,
that? Was that
in the way back. Yeah. I think that was typical Ian Holloway. Make it something bigger because I remember clearly, I was in my office doing the set pieces, who marks who, and Charlie Owe gets into the office, Gaffer, we got a problem, there's a massive problem, Ian Holloway shouting to everyone, and I said, I'll deal with it, I don't care. And then when they told me the story, I thought, what?
Yeah.
What is going on? And Ian used it the right way, clever. But I don't think it was that tremendous. Drawing 0-0 at Crystal Palace, I think, and you learn from me as well, it was a little bit of too much overconfidence.
Yeah, now for the second game. Yeah.
And then we conceded and then panicking, and okay.
The huge pressure, aren't there, the playoffs?
Yes.
They are. Because everybody's excited around you. You're in the playoffs and everybody's buzzing. But reality is, inside the dressing room, you're buzzing because you've got there, but now you've got to earn the right to get promoted, and that's pressure on all the players, on you.
Look, and that was the same year. Do you remember the Watford Leicester? That they missed the penalty and Watford scored in the break.
Oh, yes.
And then in the final, Palace won. Yeah. So not even Gianfranco Zola, it was Watford. So I think it was a good learning point for me because I remember the feeling of the club before the first leg in the semi-final.
And then the feeling afterwards.
It's done. It's not done until it's done, no?
So that summer, you left. You were let go by Brighton, or you left Brighton, whichever way, in bizarre circumstances.
Yes.
You're doing TV work for the BBC for the 2013 Confederations Cup, and I made aware of it live on air. How was that?
Look, I had my people dealing with the club. No, negotiating. Chairman tried to see me that midday in London. We had a meeting 1-to-1. Something in me say, Chairman, I cannot have a problem with you. We've been 4 years together. We went from.
You say you had a great relationship, haven't you?
20th in the championship, playing relegation battles against everybody in League One, to third in the championship. I don't want to have this, because if I start negotiating with you, we're gonna have a discussion, and you want one thing that I won't accept, and I'm not asking you for nothing. I just want to go home. 3-year contract.
Yeah.
And he was convinced that I had an offer or I had another contract or pre-contract. I had nothing. And this proven is there until September. I didn't get a job.
Yeah.
So then I asked him, let me go. And I left and I went up to Manchester to do that game. And I remember 7:20 or something like that. I talked to the phone with the lawyer. The lawyer asked me, and they would like to put a clause. I said, deal with it. You know, that's what you're getting paid, literally.
Yeah.
And I put the phone off, make up, 7:30 into the game. Half an hour preparing the game, and nothing happened. And when we go live, I take my jacket, I ask for a cup of tea, and the presenter said, you got sacked. You just got sacked. I said, what? You didn't know? I said, no, we were not live there. And I said, no. So we asked the girl to bring the statement. 7:45, during the program, I got sacked, which it was sad.
Yeah.
Also, it was a problem after, which it hurt me the most, because that was a mistake, probably. They made a mistake. Yeah. They hurry up, if we don't agree this, we sack you. And they sacked me. And they didn't know I was on TV. Mistake. Yeah. The worst for me was some people at the club try to erase my name from Brighton.
They do that.
I don't know why, but because
it's not just Brighton.
Because it's like I remember doing an interview 8 years later and say to the guys from Brighton, you know, you are the first one you call me from Brighton.
8 years afterwards.
And the guy went, no chance. I said, yeah, you are. Serious? Yeah, you are. Why? Because they try to, cover. Until you see, like I saw Glenn Murray a few weeks back, and Glenn said, okay, he tried to put it to me, but he was part. We kind of started the style of Brighton together. Yeah. I said, thank you, Glenn. Thank you saying, because apparently, no, we don't exist anymore. Yeah. We disappear. And that's sad. But I like it when I met the fans.
Oh, good.
That's a
and what's your relationship with Tony like now?
Well, I'm not in touch with him.
Yeah.
I lost connection. I'm still thinking that is the reason why Brighton is. Okay, Dick Knight did something very important when they nearly lost the club.
If it's any consolation, Gus, I'm not in contact with any of the chairmen that I work for either, to be honest. Actually, I tell a lie. Peter Mead.
No.
Peter Mead from Millwall. That's the one chairman I'm still in contact with.
Me, Korea, yes. But because it's just now. Yeah. But no, I'm in contact with a few directors in a few parts. I'm in contact with many players. 1 or 2 sport directors. No. But
you do create great relationships, don't you? And then when it comes to an end, and if it comes to an end a bit acrimonious, that's it. You do just finish. You go and get another job and you get on with it.
Yeah.
It's a bit like with the players. You can have a great relationship with the players, and then you go to another club and you're playing against them, and you're wanting to beat the hell out of them. Go back 100%. And do that. So,
King's dead. Long live the king.
Correct, mate.
No, me. For example, I don't know if in the next step is Sunderland. You tell me, Mick. Sorry, no, I don't want to go too far, but
it is. I'm coming on to that. But you can. 2013.
Ellie Short was very respectful with me.
Who?
Ellie Short.
Good.
He gave me the opportunity. He renewed the contract. When he needed to, he talked to me. He was not in the country. Yeah. He called me. He said to me, "Listen, guys, thank you very much. Blah blah blah. You've done your job. The objective was to stay up. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna pay you everything. Thank you very much. Blah blah." He was proper, honest, clear. So I left Sunderland with the feeling that the summer was completely the opposite to what I had in Brighton. Recruitment.
Yeah.
But you took them over struggling, didn't you? In 2013, Sunderland.
Tell us that. Tell us about that,
So the bottom of the table, and your first win, I have to say this because I'm delighted.
Sunderland.
Absolutely thrilled and delighted. If all the Newcastle fans are listening, your first win comes against Newcastle United in your second game. Unfortunately, I never managed that, Gus. But anyway, so instantly, did you feel like an instant hero? I'm sure you did. Because just, even if they go down and they beat Newcastle in one of the last games, they're still going to be happy with you. But that must have been an amazing time for you.
You know, because you've been there.
Yeah.
3 days into the job, I'm driving to the hotel. We were staying with my assistant, and in a traffic light, some guy like klaxon to us, and we look, and he put the window down, and the guy told me straight away, "Stay up, but you need to beat Newcastle." He didn't say Newcastle; he said another name. But straight away, okay. So that was important. What it was tough, and I suppose that you probably had similar situation, is when you're down there. There, that was my worst year physically as a coach by far. Most repercussion, Premier League, spectacular.
Yeah.
But drain badly. Eh? You know, I couldn't watch much of the days on Saturday night. I will fall asleep 9:30, dead. Like I played the game at 3 o'clock. Dead. Then wake up at 5.
People don't understand,
no,
do they?
They don't
understand.
They think that you go there, you get in pay, you schedule up. No.
Yeah.
Destroy.
Yeah.
And then we go to the end. That's what you want to know.
I said you go to St James's Park in February and win 3-0.
That was the best game for me. That was the best game for me.
Have you ever bought a drink in Sunderland since?
No, they love me. I even said the other day, this new coach, De Vries, he won the first 2. I said, okay, I won the 3. Still one more to go for it.
It's really annoying, that, Gus, because they like me, but they love you. That's just...
No, but it's
an amazing place.
It's an amazing place. I mean, the 3-0 for me was, it was a complete game because we played well. We went forward. We didn't defend. We kept the ball.
Yeah.
We scored. We kept going to the last minute. And I had probably the best personal moment after the 3-0. Okay, we go to the dressing room. The dressing room is crazy. I need to stop the player because wait. Then you go to the press, you try to be respectful, all the things that you need to do. But then the radios, they took me to the pitch, up to the pitch. And when I get to the pitch, the stadium is empty, except the Sunderland
supporters.
Wow. That's my moment. You know, like, I'm on my own, I say to the radio, wait a moment, this is my moment. That was my moment at Sunderland, yes.
Brilliant.
It was tremendous. But I'm not lying, I'm not trying to make it bigger. We were down.
Well, tell us. Go on, tell us the
Tell us the results.
We qualified for the final, and after we qualified for the final, everything disappeared. All the improvements, everything. The only matter was the final.
Yeah.
So we couldn't win a game. We played the final. We lost against Man City. We were winning at halftime, 1-0. And then the next 5 weeks, we didn't win a game, and then we down. I mean, we lost against Tottenham like 5-0, and that's when I said we need a miracle.
Yeah.
I really believe that we needed a miracle.
So what changed it?
Well, the next game, we played very well against Everton and we lost. So then it's 6 games to go. I was confident we're going to maybe beat Cardiff and West Brom at that time. Swansea was the last game. It was a different matter. But the 3 away, Man City away, champions. Chelsea, Mourinho, 77 games unbeaten at home. And Old Trafford that Sunderland didn't win, I don't know for how many years. So being very, positive, like they say now that you need to be, can we make 2 points from the 3 games? Maybe. And then we went to Man City and 1-0 down after 2 minutes. You're thinking, okay, here we go. And somehow we turned it around. 2-2, and we were winning 2-1. Conor Wickham. Only once I said to a player, you're going to play the next 5 games. And that was the day. I told Conor Wickham. I needed to change something. And to be honest, I was not playing him. I thought that Stephen Fletcher was giving him more.
Can I ask you, can I ask you as a manager then there, you must have been 2 different personalities there. You're going into the ground, into the training ground, and you're doing the juggling routine, and we're here, you're being positive, and we're going to do this. But when you went home and sat down having a cup of tea, you must have been thinking completely the opposite with those games that were coming up.
I call him the personal crisis. You know, it's the club crisis. Everybody see, no?
Yeah.
Sunderland is bottom,
Yeah.
fans are upset, chairman knows nothing, blah, 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 blah. And then it's yours crisis, the personal one, the one that you only live with your family.
But you have to put the act on. It's
Yes,
almost like an
100%.
act. You're going in the morning, you can be feeling dreadful driving in, thinking, and then you go in, right, lads, you've got to get a match.
That's the one thing I say to the younger managers now, Gus, and I think Mick knows about it. It's managing yourself.
Yeah.
It's so important. People talk about managing players and managing the team and managing the board of directors, the chief executive, the sporting director, everything. You have to manage yourself.
100%. I mean, in that game, I learned a lot. We winning 2-1 against Man City, and
Yeah,
they
sorry, I
scored.
interrupted you.
No.
Sorry,
They
yeah,
scored
go on.
2-2,
Yeah.
and I was like, you say, 3 points is like gold. And when I'm there, is coming the second goalkeeper, Oscar Ustari, an Argentinian goalkeeper. And because he knows me, or he knew me very well, he said, Coach, don't say nothing bad. They were outstanding. Because he was worried I would go on the dressing and say, what on earth? We drew this game, we're winning a Man City.
Yeah.
And I look at him and say, okay. And I went in, I don't know if you know Man City,
Yeah.
to the left, to the little part for the coaches, and I thought, he got a point.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah.
So I went back and calm. I said, wow, unbelievable. I tried to give him a little bit of, even if it was 1 point, nothing. We're still 7 points adrift. 3 days later, we beat Chelsea. And that was, okay, what is going on here?
Did you enjoy that against Jose?
It was a nightmare that day.
That was
Two things about that game. That was the game that we scored the penalty. That I'm still don't know if it's a penalty because it's a very tough one. Altidore is on the ball, and Azpilicueta goes down, and Altidore put his foot in top of Azpilicueta,
and then fell.
and then it fell down because of the leg goes. Is it a penalty? I don't know. I remember Glenn Hoddle and Jamie Redknapp disagreeing on TV, watching the replay. Imagine if it's difficult, but they gave it. And then. When we scored the penalty, the assistant coach of Mourinho, he nearly killed the referee, the four of it. It was next to up. Do you see the bench at Stamford Bridge?
Yeah.
He was there, but they lost it badly. They couldn't hold him. I mean, it was tremendous. And then the best one, the best one is Ivanovic, the right back.
Yeah.
He look at me. They're gonna play from the middle. He's right back. He's going forward because they're gonna kick it long. 1-2. We are winning 2-1. And he looked at me and said, Gus, you want Liverpool to win the league? No, I want to get safe, mate. I'm bottom of the table. He thought I would come here and let them win the game. Then we went home. We beat Cardiff 4-0. I knew it. We were on fire. Another, wait. 2 at Man City, Conor Wickham. 1 at Chelsea, Conor Wickham. The other one, penalty, Borini. 4-0, 2 of Conor Wickham.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay? And then we went to Old Trafford. I promise you, without pressure, because if we win one of the last 2 games, we're safe. And we went and we play unbelievable. Okay, Manchester was David Moyes just left.
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs is caretaker. Nothing to play for. We had.
Yeah.
And we beat Man United. And I thought, oh my God, this is what is going on? Like, how is possible in 30 games?
How much time did you spend in church?
Listen,
Manager of the
we
Year
try
award.
everything. It was a moment I remember saying to Charlie Owe, because they were playing relegation every year. They play under Martin O'Neill, then Paolo Di Canio, then me, then Di Gavoca, then Sam Allardyce. So I remember saying to Charlie Owe, should we bring a witch just to do something in the club, like some smoke or something like that, because something wrong here. But the most nervous I've been, it was one before the last. Was wrong when we got safe by points. That day, I think I look at the time.
All the time.
It was not moving. We're winning 2-0. 63.
We've all been there, Mick.
I said 67. 68. Oh my God. Finish the game.
Could we get the Great Escape music on here for you? We'll try and put this onto this discussion because
that's unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
I think I was in the league that year, but I can't remember you doing it. Can you, Mick?
No, ultimately you keep Sunderland in the Premier League.
It was impossible. I promise you it was impossible. And that's what I said, the miracle. To a point that I got at home a banner that they put at Chelsea, say, Gus, miracles possible, you know, and I got it. They gave it to me because it was, I mean, for a team at the bottom, get a point at Man City, the champions, get the 3 points against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and Old Trafford.
Was it Brian Robson that kept the team in the league that were really
West Brom?
West Brom.
It was similar.
Similar circumstances, you know. That's incredible because it's very rarely done when you're in that position.
Yes. Yeah. And then summer. You know, Mick, summer is super important.
Oh, yeah.
You set up the basics of the season, and I try my best. First message to the club. Okay, we go left back, Marcos Alonso, on loan, 6 months, buy him. He's been outstanding. He gave us another level on the ball, size, left-footed, free kicks, penalty, sign him. I think it was, I don't remember exactly, people say 3.5 million, people say 5, but for Premier League, nothing.
Was he at Bolton then?
No, it was in Fiorentina. After Bolton.
After Bolton. Yeah.
And he went to come. Then we had Key, the Korean, outstanding on the ball. You don't imagine how good Key was on the ball. And Fabio Borini from Liverpool. 3 loans that they play all the time, and they were unbelievable. Get them.
Yeah.
No one.
You didn't get them?
No. Borini came after and left. No one. Okay? And then we had a big issue, incredibly, because that happened when a team is fighting the relegation that fans don't know. A few players finishing contract. And the club doesn't know where it's going to be. It cannot negotiate.
Yeah.
Okay? One is Jack Colback. He's playing with me, but they are not negotiating with him, and he goes to Newcastle.
Oh,
yeah.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Okay? All the right backs finishing contract, all gone. Phil Barnsley went to Stoke. No? Phil, so we finish the season, we have no right backs, no left backs, Docena go, Marcos Alonso goes, no the top scorer Borini, no the central midfielder on the board. So you're thinking, okay, you know, let's work. And we start working. And then we change the sport director. New sport director arrives. And he arrived with his mentality, obviously, his way of watching football. And then you start pre-season, and then sometimes, maybe it's me, I blame myself, not to be good enough to convince that sport director the players that we need.
The Managers with Mick and Tony is powered by BOYLE Sports, the home of the early payout. And why is BOYLE Sports the home of the early payout? I hear you ask. Well, with BOYLE Sports, if the team you back goes 2 goals up, you win, job done, you're getting paid out. Singles, ACCAs, bet builders, it's all covered. And this means we need to reconsider a crucial game in your career, Tony. I'm talking, of course, about the 1999 playoff final when your Gillingham team were 2 goals up with 5 minutes to play. Obviously, that means, in the eyes of BOYLE Sports, you have now won the Second Division playoff final, 1999. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And also, West Ham won the 2006 FA Cup final, which is great. And commiserations to Liverpool for not winning the 2005 Champions League. And obviously, now Gillingham have won the 1999 Second Division playoff final. Commiserations to Nicky Weaver and Manchester City. Yes, get paid out as a winner if your team goes 2 goals ahead, even if they win, lose or draw. 90 minutes only. Applies to singles and multiples. 18 plus. T's and C's apply. Back yourself with BOYLE Sports, the home of the early payout. Head to boylesports.com or download the app to find out more.
Just going back to Sunderland, where does that rank in all the things that you've done, and as a player, as a manager, as a coach? That must, you know, to keeping them up from where they were. You know, where does that stand with you?
My celebration was as big as winning a title.
Yeah.
My relief for the people of Sunderland, that you know.
Yes.
I was so proud of looking at the chairman and kind of saying, I done it. I don't know how. Still don't know. But we done it, let's say, you know. So I thought it was the start of something big. And that's the biggest regrets.
Yeah, because I'm just here, like the second season, you win against Newcastle again. We have to put that in.
Yes.
So, you know.
A different kind of last-minute goal.
Good. I like those results.
Yeah, it's still a win. It's the best time to score it. It's more of a struggle, and you let go, despite never having Sunderland in the relegation places all season. You know, I'm sure you feel you deserve the chance to stay there and try and keep them up, having what you'd done.
Probably, yeah. The problem was that it was that kind of. It was clear now inside the club that it was not working. This sport director coach relationship with the players that we had. The biggest example, we had a player that we signed from West Brom. He was injured, okay? And we knew he was injured. He was a player injury prone. Yeah. And we started the first Premier League game without right back in the squad.
Yeah.
And I had to play West Brown as a right back. Okay, and we lose him, and then I put him in the middle, changing and put it a winger, and blah 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 to try to take advantage, and we drew somehow.
Yeah,
and I'm delighted that we got 2-2. We got a point. And typical club, they come to me before doing the press and say, "Don't talk about the right back." Straight away, and my reaction was, "You're lucky that we drew, because if I lose this game, well, you cannot do it, no? If you are honest."
Yeah,
they actually spoke to you and said to not to speak about
the right back situation, because it was obvious that I'm playing without right back. To come back on the game, I need to take the right back and put a winger, everybody forward. Then we scored the 2-2, and the last 5 minutes we couldn't defend because we had no right back. So straight away they said to me, "You know when they lock on the door, 50 minutes you need to talk to the press." Gus, 50 minutes. I'm coming. Don't say nothing.
Don't mention.
You don't mention that.
Just as well, the left winger of the other side was having a field day, keep going like that, putting crosses in. Anyway, since Sunderland, you've managed all around the world. Just about France, Spain, Greece, China, Chile, and most recently in South Korea. Mm-hmm. Where you won the league in South Korea, what have been the biggest challenges in, what's the biggest challenge?
Have you enjoyed it?
Have you enjoyed them all?
Yeah, I enjoy it because I try to understand the culture. I think it's something that I like.
Yeah.
Completely different. You don't imagine. I think you also open your mind as a person, different way of living.
With the culture, that must come because you've come from a different culture to come here. So it does help that, doesn't it? I mean, I only had a short spell in France, but nevertheless, it was a different culture there to what I was used to and learning it. So I think you've got a greater understanding having done it yourself and then coming to play here. It's a different culture altogether, playing-wise. Is it, I'm trying to say, is it easier for you having done it already than you go to these different countries?
You're correct, because my worst experience is as a player when I went to France before going to Zaragoza. I went to France, I was 20 years old, 21 years old. I suffered.
Did you?
Because of the language?
Language, style. I was coming from Uruguay where the dressing room is very special. You spend time
with
at
people.
The club.
Yeah.
I was going to the club in Grenoble in France, in the Alps. I was arriving at 9 o'clock in the morning, and at 11:35, 45, everybody was gone.
Oh, really?
And I was on my own. Yeah. Nobody at home.
And 20
Nobody,
years of age.
And I didn't know what to do. And I remember sitting in the dressing room on my own after the shower like that, saying, "What am I going to do now?" Then I don't probably affect me. I didn't play well. It was my worst spell in football.
No surprise there.
And I remember this is 88, 89. No phones.
Yeah.
I call Uruguay only once a week to speak with my parents because it was very expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during the week, nothing.
Can we just repeat that? So this is just for now. This is for the players who are playing now.
Yeah.
Gus did only call his family once a week because it was a very expensive phone call.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the difference between
what it is today,
football then and football now. The difference altogether.
In contact with the family, like they are living together.
Yeah, mobiles make it easy. But
just quickly, just going back to the management. How did the players in the different countries respond to you? And did you need different skills in different countries, Gus?
Yes, you do. You do, but you need to realize, I didn't change too much, but I tried to adapt to certain things. For example, in China, we had a big issue with the local players' fitness. It was impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. We had to change completely the system of training, and because, in pre-season, we couldn't even run.
Why was that with them? Did they not want to?
No, they didn't. They don't have that necessity or that willing to really suffer. They are a special. They are very comfortable. Football players, high top earners in China, and they have a great life. And now he's coming to South America, want us to run.
Yeah.
And we don't want. But listen, I tell you how it was. It was the top group. It was running fast. Second group was taken by my assistant Tarico. He was running in front of the group to maintain the pace. Fitness coach, then me, and at the back was Charlie Owe. I promise. This is a great story for Charlie. Charlie Owe was running with the last group. He was overweight, difficult with the knee, and he was,
Still
come
winning.
on, stay with me. So it was a challenge. But you need to adapt quickly because time flies. Okay? Also adapt to the traveling. We were meeting Friday morning to travel away, training at a away stadium like it's European competition.
Yeah.
That night before, playing, staying over, coming back on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
You were out. 3 days traveling. So all things that they were new. Me, I enjoy all the challenge to a point, and it was a point that I decided, okay, this is not my team.
Yes.
So I went to talk to the boss and said, boss, listen, we are okay, we're in a good position, semi-final of the cup. But no, I need to coach for a reason. I need to get something that I feel proud of. It was difficult. And then you go to Korea, it's completely opposite. You're playing tomorrow the final. We play the cup as well. We won the cup. And the day before, when you do the speed work, they are flying. Every single one of them. To a point that you go, easy that we're playing tomorrow. So, but
There's no pleasing you, man. You want one team to run and then the other team want to slow
Thank
down.
A good mentality.
It is. It's great.
unbelievable.
Honestly,
I really
yeah.
love them.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you win, it's easier, no? But great experience. I think for the first time, I don't know if you've done it. Please tell me. I left at the best time. Normally you don't. It's the first time in my career. I normally go sacked. Oh, no.
So what was happening with your family when you were traveling all around the world?
My wife with me all the time.
Yeah.
Traveling a lot, sometimes coming back and seeing the kids, but yeah, she's with me. That's a big support.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, if not, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. A little bit alone, okay, in the beginning, you're working, you're learning, you're watching teams, the position. I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
So it was difficult.
Well, we've spoke about that early on in this, about the support network that you get from your family, and your wife is, paramount to that. She, without it, I mean,
They put us first, don't they?
Debs gets
They
a
put us
mention.
first.
Yes.
Debs gets a mentioned every time we come in here talking about that, and Fiona's the same. If they're not without them, we wouldn't be.
Me,
half a
impossible.
chance.
I told you my worst experience in France.
Yeah.
I was already 2 or 3 years. We were together, not married, not living together.
Yes.
Like boyfriend and girlfriend. And when I was in France, I said, listen, we need to get married.
Yeah.
And we got married in the middle of the season, and then she came to France with me, and from then on, 38 years. Or,
I'm going to say 38. Is it fantastic?
Morning, everybody, from a very sunny South Coast. My predictions for this week: semi-final of the FA Cup, Man City to beat Southampton. Southampton have had an unbelievable run, and culminated in beating Arsenal to get to this semi-final. But I just think on the day, Man City will have too much. It'll be a great occasion for all the supporters at Southampton, but I'm just going for Man City. They're on a roll as well, obviously. But it won't be an easy game for them because they play midweek as well. So, tough game, but I'm going Man City. Next is Cardiff against Northampton. Cardiff, I think, automatically promoted now. But I'm not sure they can, win top spot. But they'll be desperate to finish home games positively against the Northampton side that are at the other end of the table and haven't had the best of seasons. So, I'm going for Cardiff to win that game. Then I'm going Cambridge to beat Barrow. Neil Harris has done an unbelievable job at Cambridge. I watched them the other night. I thought they were very, very well organised. They play football through the pitch quickly, and he's been around a bit, Neil. But everywhere he's been, he's done a fantastic job, and he's doing that again at Cambridge. So I'm going Cambridge to beat Barrow. Again, Barrow at the other end of the table. And then my final one is Oxford to beat Sheffield Wednesday. Again, I've watched Oxford last couple of weeks, and they are really well organised. They're fighting for their lives. Sheffield Wednesday, we've spoken about Sheffield Wednesday so many times. You know, it's a crying shame that they're going to get relegated, but hopefully they can sort the mess out and get that football club pointed in the right direction again, because it needs that, because it is an absolute fantastic football club. So there's my predictions. £10 returns a minimum of £19.10p from BOYLE Sports.
Good morning, everybody. My predictions for this week are Norwich to beat Swansea. Norwich are in 9th. They've had a great run. They're going to miss out on the playoffs, but they've been playing exceptionally well. Swansea lost 3 of the last 6, drawn 1. They're in 15th. So Norwich to beat Swansea, I think they'll have too much for them. Second, Stockport, they're in 5th, in a playoff spot. They'll want to finish 4th if they can, so they'll have the better tie, so they'll be at home for the second leg. They're playing Wycombe, who are in 11th, but lost 3 of the last 4, can't get in the playoffs. I think their season's just drifting away. So Stockport to beat Wycombe. Up to Scotland in the Premiership. Celtic can still win the Premiership, and they're playing Falkirk. Martin will want to get that title, definitely. It might be his last games with Celtic. Falkirk had a good season, but I just see Celtic winning that just because of the chance they can win the Premiership still. MK Dons, they play Tranmere. MK Dons second, still challenge Bromley to win the league. If they could do that, would be a great result for them. But they want to finish as best they can. Tranmere 21st, they've lost 5 of the last 6. So I think MK Dons definitely going to be too strong for Tranmere. So there's my predictions for this week, and £10 returns a minimum of £18.20 from BOYLE Sports. Good luck, everybody.
You've been out of the country. How many years?
Right now, 12.
12 years. So from leaving the country to coming back into the country, how do you assess the football in England now in the Premier League?
Boring. Too much affected by tactics and not by trying to win the game in different ways.
Possession.
Too much copying. Everybody tried to copy the one before, or the one is winning. I always say I love Guardiola. I love him.
Yeah.
I play against him 7 years. I kick him a few times. and I think his team at Barcelona is the best team I ever watched in football live.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. Now, Pep coach Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City. He didn't coach Rotherham, Walsall, and Tranmere.
We have mentioned that in the past.
So, that with all respect to the coach, I don't know who they are. So any team that they think they're going to play like Guardiola is impossible. Now, that's what the owners want now to hear. Fair enough. Me, I love the ball.
Yeah. No,
I love the ball.
Yeah.
My teams, they try to play possession, not possession for possession, because I grow up. My team in Brighton was excessive in possession, but now we are a little bit more practical. But if my goalkeeper cannot pass the ball 2 yards, I'm not playing from the back.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't know the team. It doesn't matter. And if I need to kick it, and I need to avoid the pressure, and sometimes we try just to copy others. Look, the biggest example is when Guardiola tried to play with the, how do they call it, reverse fullback?
Yeah.
In the middle?
Yeah.
At that time, the best fullback in England, by far, it was Walker.
Yeah.
And he couldn't play in the middle.
Yeah.
He tried to play, I think it was Sinchenko, the first one he done it, and then Stones, because Walker needs to play facing the game.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to tell me that every second championship team, all the fullbacks, they can play back to the pitch in the middle back? I think we're making a massive mistake on copying.
Well, you're saying Walker couldn't really do it, and he was England's best fullback in England.
How anyone? Why are you going to say, okay, we play you go in the middle when we're in possession? And probably the right back of that team will say, me in the middle?
Yeah.
I got the line here. Nobody's coming from outside. Now I'm in the middle. They're coming from everywhere. Back to goal. No. So that's one big mistake, copying. And you can learn options,
of course.
but copy doesn't work.
Well, as a coach, you can learn how to play that way. You can set them up to play that way. But if they're not capable of playing that way, then what's the point of doing it?
It's all about picking a team and their strengths and getting the players' strengths within that team to play as a team.
We talk, don't we? It's your job to do the best you can with what you've got, however you do it.
100%. And look, I will tell you the example. And I love Man City. Okay, haven't been great the last year, but sometimes when I watch Man City now and I see Haaland, okay, I put myself in Haaland position.
I feel sorry for him.
And when they get to the line and they don't cross, I get upset like I'm supporting Man City.
I know.
And I go, cross the ball. You go Haaland. He's in 5.
Yeah, by the
He's
way,
playing with Crouchy and not crossing. Why you play him?
He's at the far post above a fullback who's about 5'8", and you're thinking, go on, stick it.
And they go back. Okay, it's a style. But if you play certain plays, you need to play in a certain way. Especially the one who scored the goal.
I think we should just clear it up that we're not criticising Pep Guardiola here. And
I love Pep.
Not his team. It's the other teams are all trying to play like him who aren't capable of playing that way. Haaland without his crosses still gets 25, 30 goals a season. But so it's not Pep and how he does it, but it's other people emulating him.
He's most probably, as a foreign coach, been the biggest influence in this country for the way football is played across the board than anyone in my time that I've known. But I'm with you, and I've always said this on the programme, I will play to my players' strengths, not copy someone else, because I know my players couldn't do what Pep's players could do.
Exactly.
And I need to win if I'm going to stay in the job, and I need to be successful. To win and be successful, you have to pick a team that plays to their strengths and are good at what they do, not what someone else does.
Nothing to add.
So, no, that's true. But anyway, it is. Are you looking to get back in the game?
Yes. I left for 2014 to see something different, Mick, because I thought when you're in England, also you're in. And I said, okay, I'll go out, see something, and come back.
And I cannot get back.
So if there's anyone listening...
12 years. I cannot get back. Get back. And people even say to me, will you go to a championship? Of course I will go to a championship. Yeah. It's tremendous championship. Yeah. Why not? Will you go to League One? Well, it depends. Yeah. If you give me the club like in Brighton...
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm a manager...
Yeah. Yeah.
I pick the coach. It's a different matter. The project, the owners, the potential. Now, normally you will say, okay, the highest possible. But the problem is that it's no. When we are out, we are out.
Yeah, it's the opportunities. It's with the right club, got the right chance. Even if it's the League One, if you think, they're good, they're well supported, they've got a budget, they can get promoted. Yeah. Something like that would entice you back into it.
But I talked to Sunderland when they were in League One.
Yeah, of course.
They called me. One of the owners called me and said, "Gus, come on, we need you."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, wait, how?" Yeah. And we talk about. And then I met the responsible of the sport in there. He said, "You can bring one person with you." I said,
"See ya." Well, if anybody's listening, all you chairman, all you owners of football clubs, we've just done a perfect advert for Gus. So there you go. He would come back. Gus, you've been brilliant, mate.
Yeah, brilliant.
Lovely. Thanks for coming on.
Fantastic.
Real pleasure.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you.